What's up, everyone? Thralls Metal here once again. I'm Necrotic Nick.
I'm Shredlord.
I'm Jammin Jon
Miller.
And we have an album review for you. So another one that came out on the 4th of June was the newest one from Red Fang, Arrows. This comes out of Relapse Records. This band formed in 2005 in Portland, Oregon. And this is their 5th studio album. And describing Red Fang, it's sludge metal, it's stoner metal, it's kind of alternative. They're a weird band, but they make the best videos ever.
Agreed.
No doubt.
I have not seen a bad one yet. In fact, I think the most recent one they put up was quite possibly one of my new favorites because it's so fucking weird. But that's Red Fang. And that kind of translates musically too, because these guys are just kind of a strange band. It's a hodgepodge of a lot of different styles coming together and being weird and heavy together. It's kind of hard to really describe, but I mean, once you listen to it, you're just kind of into it because it's so strange. Lots of Melvin's worship, I would say.
Yes.
That's right out in front, and well, what an awesome band to worship, because if you want to be strange and heavy, that's the band that really knows how to do it. So once you get past the very strange, spacey intro called Take It Back, which is like, I don't know, like
weird.
effects
Short and pointless.
Yep.
Yeah.
groaning, and it's weird.
Yeah, it didn't really do anything to give you a snapshot of what you're going to get in the album. Not that intros do, but it just kind of was there.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It was just there.
It does segue into the opening track, the real opening track, Unreal Estate, kind of well, because it kind of it has the bass line that comes in underneath. But as soon as this song takes off, there is definitely something about the production that we got to go into, because this is a really muffled sounding album.
Yeah. It's like everything was recorded with the blanket over it.
The comparison I made was they recorded the album and then played it back on cassette tape through a boombox and then re-recorded it there. And then Joe said, "You've been listening to black metal, I see." And then that makes sense.
Fisher Price is cult.
Yep. Dude, I had
True
that
and
Fisher
cult.
Price.
I would compare it to, I don't know, you ever had a neighbor that played his music too loud, you could hear it through the walls? Well, first off, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm only kind of sorry about that, though. I was
We are
enjoying my
those
tunes.
neighbors.
I was
Let's
enjoying
do it.
those tunes, but you called the cops. But yeah, it sounds kind of like that, like you're listening through, like, I don't know, like a series of wet mattresses or a wall.
Wet mattress.
I think
Just
it comes.
that alone.
Oh god.
Everybody come over and
thought
pee
of
on, pee on these beds.
I did not
Now.
say it was pee.
Line the walls. I think this production style came from their love of the Melvins, although I don't think they did it anywhere near as well. There was no highs. Everything was very muffled.
Yeah.
It really hindered my enjoyment of the album, but the songs were still pretty decent and had some good melodies.
Honestly, I liked the last two, but I like this one more as far as like songwriting. I think these are a little bit hookier and a little bit more melody driven.
Groove, too.
Oh, God.
That drum groove, it really simple, but it's got a really killer drum. All of them do.
And you get a nice like variety of like different styles. And again, like, I don't know, like something about this kind of like took me back to high school in terms of like, granted, I was still listening to a lot of metal, but I was also listening to what was popular then, which was all the weird alternative shit going on. And this kind of has that vibe, like a weird 90s alternative band.
Really early Clutch,
Yeah.
Helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinosaur Jr. For some odd reason. I wasn't even a fan of them. I'm still not. But something about the production kind of reminds me of that. It's like, oh yeah, this is really lo-fi, and you know, it sounds like it was recorded in a basement because it was.
But in Unreal Estate, when it comes off, you get Red Fang immediately and the riff and everything. If you
Yep.
look past that, the riffing in here is pretty good and
Top
pretty
notch.
solid. And then right away we go in after that, Arrows, the title track.
Arrows is.
I like the video.
The video's incredible, of course. It's a Red Fang video, of course it's incredible. They spent their budget on a katana blade and just cut shit. I would do that. That sounds like fun. Invite me over, Red Fang.
Yeah, please. Can we hang out? Can we?
We'll do a video with you.
Can we sleep on your sofa?
But again, the riffs are great, but it's kind of muffled.
Yeah,
So,
and that does hamper. You know, when we compared it to the Melvins, like the Melvins knew how to really mix that stuff. So like you got the guitars were nice and separated from the bass lines, and you still got that full-on sludgy sound. This, again, it's just weird. It sounds like this all the time. Even the vocals, which I think the vocals, at least they could have like produced them a little bit differently.
These are the worst produced vocals that they've had. I think so.
A little bit. I mean, it depends on what you're into. Like, that's like a subjective thing, but I thought it was too muffled.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It definitely is an opinion.
I think maybe they could have kept the vocals like that if they had not muffled the music.
Brightened up the rest of the
dude.
instrumentation.
Because then I think it would have. I think it would have worked out.
Make it as bright as this album cover, because this thing is hard to stare at for a while.
Yeah, and I like his vocals, so that's maybe why I have a problem with
And
it.
I do like this song. Song reminds me of like early Mastodon too.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in here. It's like if you took like Melvin's Queens of the Stone Age and Mastodon, and there's like even elements of like Candlemass, but without the annoying weird vocals.
But then,
Hold on. Easy Joe.
But without the amazing guitar leads that Candlemass has.
Well,
I like Candlemass, Joe.
At least you got half of it right.
Yeah, I like Candlemass. Come on.
I like the interesting like balance between like these oddball songs, because it's Red Fang, so they're all oddball songs. You got songs that are more high energy, like Too High. That's with the number 2.
Yeah.
But I imagine they were also too high when they wrote it.
But yeah, even
it
that
happens.
I
My
thought
Disaster.
The chorus fell flat in that though.
A little bit.
Like the chorus wasn't really as impactful as a chorus should be. I thought it kind of fell flat, but the whole album kind of feels flat for me a little bit.
It's odd. Like when it comes down to choruses, like I don't know, they don't necessarily write like the biggest hookiest choruses, because I think their whole thing is trying to make strange, unique music. I think that's the idea behind it, because I mean, Red Fang kind of sounds like their own thing. There aren't a lot of bands out there that think like Red Fang copycats. But I gotta say, Fonzie Scheme, which that's such a great title.
Yeah.
And Days Collide. Hey, give me the money. I'm gonna invest it. Hey, trust me.
And it's gone.
And
It's gone. But those two songs I think were really cool because they kind of brought out that more stoner doom side.
Yeah.
They felt a little bit heavier, a little bit, I guess darker for them.
Yeah, Fonzie Scheme. Yeah, Days Collide, 100%.
Going to the muffled vocals too, the Anodyne, that song. Like, I was so hungry driving the other day that all I could hear was pad Thai. I was like, oh my god.
We're going to get food after this.
I mean, yeah, actually that kind of did make me hungry.
Days Collide, the song after that is very Caius.
Caius is, I mean, in terms of like desert rock stoner stuff, like those guys.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I really liked one of their singles. Actually, was the last video they did with the weird Chuck E. Cheese thing. My God, the song "Why." This one, it has this interesting build to it. It's very like desperate sounding. This is the bassist doing the vocals the entire time, and I don't know. It kind of just keeps building. Like it starts off very, kind of quiet and somber, then moves to like louder and more agonized. And I don't know if that song was necessarily the story of the character in that video, but Jesus, what a weird fucking video, guys.
Yeah, I didn't see the video, but I didn't care for that song too much.
You should watch that
The video's amazing.
It's amazing.
All the video.
All the videos are great. There's no question about that. Even if you don't like the music.
I mean, the overall vibe of this album for me was like, what if Mastodon had formed in Seattle in 1989? Like,
Yeah.
it
You
kind
know
of
what?
has that sound.
It does.
It's really, it's a really strange album, but I mean, that's kind of the bar for Red Fang anyway. They're just kind of a strange band.
Yeah. That's definitely not a bad thing.
No,
but
it isn't.
For me,
Actually,
like,
I'm kind of curious about that alternate universe.
when we've already had albums that have been sonically much better and produced better and everything, they still maintain their sound because there's no other band that can sound like them. That's why I like Red Fang.
And you brought up that they had different producers on
every
one.
album.
Yeah.
Every album
So,
is
I mean,
just different cast of characters.
I think that's kind of cool to get like a fresh take each time, but I think this one, they're very hook-laden songs, and I think they're really good. It's just this production muffles them. You're kind of taking away some of the melody, especially when the bass and the guitars are kind of overlapping there. I mean, the drums sound good.
Yes.
And vocals, again, muffled production would also have like weird filters over them too.
Definitely going to get the typical Red Fang and even get some of the biggier, stonier, doomier stuff like Dr. Owl.
Dr. Owl is
doomy.
I do like
dig
Dr.
that.
Owl.
I dig that song.
And I like kind of the weird minimalist, like just kind of like, let's just kind of dry hump this riff. It's a good riff. Let's
Yeah,
kinda
it gets
get a
like
nice
that
little,
sludgy breakdown, dude.
I mean, a little bit of those helmet nods. Yeah. If you got a good riff, keep working with it. But there's like extra stuff in there, like, of course, Take It Back is just a really strange intro, but again, it is a strange album. And then Interrupt Mod is kind of like this, just kind of noisy guitar, bass feedback, and some drum loops. I mean,
Pointless.
yeah, you already have enough atmosphere in the songs.
Yeah,
you didn't need another section in there.
Yeah, which I thought that some of their use of, like, I like that they added some of those noise rock aspects to it in a good way. In the song My Disaster, they used that feedback to go back and forth in that one riff, and I thought that was really good use of that. And then there was another part in another song where they reached that noise rock feel to it, but it wasn't annoying, you know, because I listened to some of that stuff, but a lot of it's annoying.
It was like an old Sonic Youth trick. I never cared for Sonic Youth.
Yeah. No,
Never.
But
No.
yeah, it's they did it better in this album.
Yeah.
But it kind of fits with the sound of this album, which is real muffled and stuff, and gives it to that noise rock kind of production anyway.
Yeah.
So, but there's some aspects of this album that are really kick ass, but it just kind of is there. It's like I'm gonna put this on and clean the house after Sunday breakfast.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could rock through pretty much most of this album, and I would still definitely be hooked by certain songs in here for damn sure. But again, I think most of it has to do with this kind of odd choice in production that, you know, it hampers it a bit.
Yeah.
But overall, I still think this was a pretty enjoyable listen, and honestly, as far as songwriting, I think I like this album a little bit more than maybe the last two. But in terms of production, I like this one a little bit less, so I'm kind of at a crossroads. So overall, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I think it's another solid album from them. I don't quite get the production choice. I mean, you know, if they want to be weird, they are weird. They're Red Fang. But this, I don't know, it kind of took away from some of the stuff in here. And, you know, I want to hear like kind of that Murder in the Mountains mix with these songs, because I think you would probably get, you know, at least 4 stars out of me on that one. It kind of hampered it, I got to be honest. But overall, I still enjoyed it, and I still love Red Fang, and I can't wait for the next music video.
I give it a 3. Normally I have big complaints about crappy mixes or mixes that I don't agree with, but at the same time, this took me back to when I listened to stoner metal a lot, and I liked the Spirit Caravan kind of groove. That's the kind of sound it had. I think for a band like this, though, again, if they would have taken the vocals and maybe done more of this kind of mix with it and tweaked all the instruments a little more to let that stand out, because in reality it did kind of, it was just on. Yeah. At one point in the review for us, I mean, it was just on, and we were talking about something else, and I thought, that's not really what you want.
It was hard to make out stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I dig Red Fang. Like I said, I want to hang out.
Yeah.
Let's have some drinks and smoke a joint and hang out. Maybe make a stupid video, because we're good at that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
3 stars.
I think anything at a 3 is a listen.
Yeah.
Is
Oh
a
yeah. No.
listen.
It's
74 stars. Math is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's where I go. I'm at a 3 too, and I think a 3 is a listen. Anything, you know, 2, you could just take your chances. If I'm giving something a 1, probably skip it.
Yeah.
But I like Red Fang.
Yep.
I'm a fan of the band, and I don't watch all their videos.
You should.
You should, dude.
Kind of odd.
It's gonna happen this weekend.
I'm not a TV person anyway. I dig the albums, but they've had, like, they're at a high plateau for me with the first 2 albums, and then they're just kind of going down. Now they're at the plateau. Sorry, with the last 2 lower, but I'm still a fan of them, and I'm going to see them live. So, but yeah, Red Fang 3.
I gotta agree with Nick on this. I really like the songs. I really like the songwriting. I really liked a lot of things about this album. However, the production hindrance caused it to fall a little bit for me. Perhaps in the future, as a lot of artists do, they go back in time and do remasters or remixes of famous albums. Or if someone just has a lot of time on their hands right now, I'd be interested to hear what this album sounded like remixed. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a good album. The songs were actually really good, but they deserved a little bit more time to shine. So yeah, the production wasn't for everybody, but one time I turned into a big dog and they helped me.
So if you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe, because we do stuff like this all the time.
All the
We
time.
are also on Patreon too. So if you'd like to help us out there, we're going to put up all sorts of goofy content on there because that's the kind of content we put up.
Because we're giant, goofy jackasses.
Us, yes.
And we are a small ball hair away from reaching 6,000 subscribers. And when we do, we will be doing a 4 CD giveaway.
And a sticker.
And a sticker.
And a sticker.
And maybe some dirty underwear. I don't know.
Not
That is to be determined. Don't let their negativity fool you.
Determined right now, no.
I got it.
To get yourself into the drawing, all you got to do is follow the link below, hit the link, make a comment, and you're automatically registered.
So with that, we thank you very much, and we will catch you later.